Hello. I want to introduce you to my book, The Sensation in Homeopathy. Now, what is this book all about? This book represents a very, very important milestone in my evolution as a homeopath. Initially, I started with the classical homeopathy with repertorization, with materia medica reference. And this still remains the fundamental basis of my practice. But over a period of time, I understood from Hahnemann that the mental symptoms are the most important. In 211 aphorism, he says, this holds true to such an extent that the state of disposition often chiefly determines the choice of the homeopathic remedy. What did he mean by this? The state of disposition, the state of mind. How does a man feel? How does he react? How does he perceive? So I understood that the state of mind of each individual arises from his perception of reality. If a man is angry, for example, it comes from a perception of something that is irritating him, something that is making him angry, something that is being done to him that's upsetting him, right? That's a delusion in a way. Maybe it's a feeling of persecution, maybe it's a feeling of being dominated, or whatever it is. So it is from a certain perception that a certain emotion or a certain state arises. So I try to understand the perception or delusion of each patient and each remedy and match it at that deeper level than merely the level of symptoms. For example, in stramonium, you have fear of dark, fear of being alone, fear of being pursued, fear of animals, etc. But these emotions come from a perception of stramonium that he is alone in the wilderness, that he is alone in a dangerous place, that he is alone in a dark and dangerous place. That's how a stramonium perceives reality. It is from that delusion or perception that arises the state or symptoms of stramonium. But here, I started to then understand a little bit deeper. What is this delusion? What is it based upon? And when we go deeper into the delusion, for example of stramonium, that he is alone in the wilderness, there is something deeper, and that deeper is the experience of that perception. How does it feel within? And then you see in stramonium, for example, you have the experience of being terrorized in this way, frightened, terrorized, panic, flight or fight reaction. Get out of here, escape, my God. It's the whole, the excitement of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. It's a threat perception. It's a perception of danger, of attack. And this experience is what I call as sensation. And you find that this experience is both physical as well as mental at the same time. That's why we even can call it as a vital sensation. So by going deeper than the delusion into the experience, we were able to even more pinpoint the remedy. And not only that, at that level of experience, you are able to see how stramonium as a remedy is connected with the entire group of Solanaceae family from which it comes. Because all of those remedies, belladonna, hyoscyamus, stramonium, capsicum, tabacum, mancina, mandragora, they all have this same experience. When you go into the provings, you find that. When you go into the patients, you find that. So the experience relates to the family, to the whole group. in this way, it comes closer to the source. So, through the experience, we are able to hear the language of the source itself directly. So, the sensation or experience became a very, very important additional way of understanding people and remedies. So far, homeopathy was more fact based, symptom based, left brained. With the idea of sensation, the right brain, the instinctive, the conceptual, the experiential aspect of patients and remedies became incorporated in our patient case taking and remedy diagnosis. I believe for me this was one of the most important steps in my practice. And it also brought me to the understanding of the 7 levels of perception, which in my understanding, help me the most, because it helps you in case taking, it helps you to understand the patient from the level of pathology to the level of local symptoms, then comes the emotions, then the delusions, then the sensation or experience, and further it goes to the energy pattern, and finally to the witness. These 7 levels help you have a framework of the entire world, of each person, where he is, how does he see and experience things, at what level is he. It also helps you to select the proper potency, because according to where the patient is, at which level, you can choose the potency. So the sensation idea is very, very important in every possible way. And that whole story, and with a lot of case examples, you can find in this book, The Sensation in Homeopathy. And this also brings into sharp focus the whole idea of kingdom classification, the whole idea of groups of remedies, and the whole idea of going to the source. So, I heartily recommend you to read this book, The Sensation in Homeopathy.